Hello, all you spacers out there, and welcome to Safe Space. This is a tabletop role-playing show where we play the game Mothership by Tuesday Night Games. I've learned to get it on the screen. I've got to put it right next to my face. Although people don't mind if I cover my face. But yes, the game is from Tuesday Night Games. It is an awesome science fiction survival horror RPG, and we're running a campaign of it. Who are we? Well, my name is Vince Hunt, and I am the GM/Warden for the session. And I'm joined, as always, by 4 amazing players. Their names are Jim Bampfield, Lizzie Boyle, Gavin Mitchell, and PJ Montgomery. Say hello.
Hello.
Hello. Before every session, they're both excited and a little bit nervous. And I am too, because you never know what you're going to get on this show. Because plans go awry. Things just go from bad to worse all the time. The stress levels go up. But above all, we have an amazing time playing this survival horror game. And as it's survival horror, a little bit of a warning from the outset. There may be depictions of several, well, quite adult themes in this game. Be it horror, gore, tension, psychological trauma, nightmarish visions. There could be drug use. There could be all kinds of very grown-up situations that happen in this game. And as such, even before we started the campaign, I talked to my players about their lines and veils, and we know where the line is. And doesn't mean that they don't get creeped out by what's happening, but I always like to check in with my players and make sure that they're all good with everything, which is what you should do at home if you're playing any sort of horror RPG, because sometimes in order to get some really scary stuff, you've got to really sort of get people on the edge of their seat. But everyone's got to have fun doing it. So, and I'm certainly looking forward to this week's session, because things are just going to get more and more epic as it goes along. So I think players, lovely players, my lovely players, you have your character sheets, you have your dice, you have your notebooks. Have you made a note of what stress level your character is at currently? Good. I don't know why this feels like a children's TV show, especially the way that PJ was nodding then, like he was animated.
Just my nod, Vince.
Okay. It's already started, see? So while we're in the right kind of energy, I think it's time to start the engines, get the dice warmed up, and play this week's episode of Safe Space. Last time on the mining colony of Cassius Prime, things were getting ever more complicated for our crew, if that was even possible. Our crew, who wanted to destroy an alien evil that was shortly going to be unleashed upon an unknowing group of innocent people. However, after troubled ex-marine Wendy discovered that mining charges had been placed within the greenhouse-like biodome of the Cassius Prime mining colony, she woke up her colleagues ZAM and Blaze to let them know that their plans to sabotage the station had gotten a lot more complicated. After discussing the situation, they agreed to move into action when Dr. FORREST returned, and Wendy left them to get some much needed rest. And even though she wanted none of her own, exhaustion chose otherwise, leaving her to yet another nightmare. Dr. FORREST himself woke up within the safety of their ship, the Susan O'Brien, and after making sure that their injured companions and ship's cat, Admiral Mittens, were safe and sound back on their ship, made his way back to the mining colony to rejoin the rest of the crew. Not before getting some half-decent coffee, of course, and a little chat with Captain Austin. The group reunited and discussed using their radio jammer to disrupt the explosives in the hope of buying more time and saving more lives during the oncoming chaos to come. Soon they were joined by Rico, their recent ex-military acquaintance, who was aiding them in their plans. For her own gains, of course. This aid involved helping to save time by convincing one of the admin tech of the station to supply them with plans and information concerning the mining rig itself. Her methods were distasteful to some, but not to others. Either way, they got what they needed, and despite some reticence to share her personal space, Rico led them back to where she was staying to get ready for one hell of a crazy mission. And that's where we pick up our game this week. So, we open up on the inside of one of the living quarters in the Cassius Prime social hub. With a metallic sort of shunting sound, the door opens and in walks Rico, looking very much like someone on a mission. These rooms are very much identical in a lot of ways, and her room's not that much different from your quarters as well in the station. Apart from, I mean, they're identical apart from like how people choose to like decorate them in small ways. You noticed when you saw that poor admin tech who was left with a broken nose, he had personalised his space a little bit. There's but the room itself, there's a simple single bed, a basic ensuite washroom, which I haven't really stated this before, but there are washing facilities, etc. within the rooms. But it's just all very basic. There's like a shower cubicle. There's a basic wardrobe style unit. A small table with like a big screen for some basic entertainment and not much else. It's very, very standard stuff. In this particular room, you notice a couple of things as the rest of the crew follows her into this room. You're not packed in like you're in a wardrobe. I mean, you're taking up a lot of the space, but you can certainly get in this room comfortably. On the ceiling, you notice that part of it has been removed, like one of the casings of like one of the sort of, probably a ventilation system or something like that, and wedged into between a couple of the panels is like a sturdy looking like metal bar that you would Wendy and Blaze, you would immediately know that this is a pull-up bar. Immediately she has customized this in her own particular way.
Wendy instinctively rubs her injured arm.
And I flex my pecs. Just a little Mexican like wave.
Yeah. The other thing you notice about this room, it's fairly immaculate in a lot of ways. To the point where you can see it there's two small pill tubs on the side, near a sort of dresser and small mirror near the sort of like a sink. But you see nothing really in terms of like customization. There's no photographs or there's no real personalization of things. And as she sort of wanders in, she points to a nearby electrics hub and tells you that you can hook up the computer terminal there. And it's a small electrics hub that's like near a tiny sort of single person kind of table. And from there you can, which one of you has the computer terminal?
I think Blaze had it.
I thought I had the. Oh, is it the jammer?
Oh no, yeah, you have
So
the
I've got
jammer.
the jammer.
So
Either
Sam?
Doc or I mean, yeah, because Rico she beat up that poor fella. I've forgotten his name now. My brain.
Jenkins.
Jenkins, that was it. Yes, and she got the terminal off him. So if she's got it at this point, she'll just put it down, and she seems busy, like doing certain things. And whoever wants to do it can plug in, and you can load up the plans for the mining rig, which I will just take you to in roll 20. Hopefully you can see that now. Might have to zoom in a little bit on it. And so basically, there's, like I said, there's not much in the way of seating, but you can hook the terminal up, and sort of as you're sort of doing this and the computer's loading up, you see as she grabs like a robust looking backpack, which I'm not sure if we ever stated this, but Wendy and Blaze, when you brought your stuff in, did you bring it in like a box, or did you have... Her backpack seems pretty military grade. This is like quite a big, heavy duty sort of backpack. Is that something that either of you guys would have, or have you completely... You would recognise what she's got, but I don't know if you've got something similar in your room.
As in, like, this is what we brought our stuff from the ship to the base?
Yeah.
Because Wendy had stuff in boxes. Like
She puts...
how
Yeah, you had a box which you smuggled a...
Like the toolkit. Toolbox type thing with lots of elements and
bits of a rifle in it. But you may have had a similar sort of thing, just for over, just some change of clothes or something like that.
Yeah.
So she as this thing's loading up, she heads over to a side table, and she begins like emptying sort of drawers and placing things on the side in sort of orderly piles. Very like, there are not many clothes, and they are folded military precision, the way she stacks up. There's underwear, socks, basic tees and joggers. As she sort of lined all that up, she sort of looks over to you and go, "So do the plans look alright?" And you can look through the plans, which are just coming up on the screen now. And there's 4.
Are we all huddled around the screen?
You can do, unless you choose to, unless any of you wish to do otherwise. And what you see on this map, this is like a more of a flattened version of it. This is more of a 3D kind of map that you see of this mining rig. And it is something that you now see. You haven't really had any context of the thing that this entire colony is based around, but it is one massive drill that is just boring into this planet. And of course there's several levels to it. There's several platforms to it. On level 1, which is the entrance level, you have like a control room. There's elevators. There seems to be a planning room. There's a rec room. It seems definitely to be more, people checking over systems. On level 2, that's the maintenance deck. We have some equipment maintenance bays. There's a repair room. A lot of these things, certainly to ZAM, I would say he would probably recognise. These kind of, this is industrial equipment. This is he hasn't worked on anything like this, but he would probably be Doc. I would say you're the furthest.
Oh yeah,
from knowing what all of this stuff is. But this is definitely seems to be where a lot of people are. There's equipment that needs repairing. There's probably the suits, etc. There's a crane on this level, which helps move some of the debris that is then shifted to other places. That crane, as it would show on these maps, does sort of move in a sort of like not quite 360. But it sticks out a little bit, and it has like an arm. That's the one part of this level that can move a little bit more independently. There's storage here. I mean, this is a working rig as well, and there's also an Android maintenance bay and Android storage. Now, I mean, that may bring the heckles up on a couple of you. But you've been told a little bit here and there, not too much. There are a lot of androids working here. The androids you have not seen them in the social hub because they do not exist there. You saw an awful lot of Zam and Blaze in the garbage and recycling unit. Ones that had probably just burns or just broken down or things like that. And there are a lot of them that work on this rig doing certain jobs that they don't want humans to do. They're almost like expendable assets. And they probably work a little bit more on the processing deck, which is where you have the main drill maintenance. There is pressure stabilization bays. There's storage there. There is, and also on the third level, there's another android maintenance bay. This is where the power core can be found. And there is a processing and monitoring station. There's 3 of them set up. You're not quite sure what for right now. But you imagine you've learned a little bit about this place with the different materials and resources that are brought out. They're filtered, sorted out and brought back up. It's probably a lot to do with that. And then the lower level that we're seeing here, level 4, which is the mine access deck. There's not much to this, and when you see on the map, that is a lot lower than everything else. That is pretty much within the planet. And that has a decontamination chamber and just 4 tunnel entrances leading into the planet itself. As you know, as well as the main drill, which is bleeding the planet dry, just boring into it. There are smaller tunnels that teams go into and manually dig for resources and other types of job. I mean, you met one team not too long ago, and they come. This is where they would have travelled to and worked in, and if you can imagine that. And there's one elevator on either side that goes all the way up and down. Okay, that was a large info dump for you all there, but just and also
I imagine Rico told us.
She tells you like the basics of what she knows, but even she's just giving you like a very paint by numbers because she hasn't had a role on the rig itself properly. She's been doing other jobs. This will be one of the first times she's been down there, but because she's been there a little bit and she kind of likes to know what she's dealing with, you know, she's asked around, she's got some information she picked up. And also that miners, once they've had a couple of whiskies in them and they just talk about their work and complaining about the company, etc. But as you're looking through these plans, she tells you a bit of that, and then she moves over to where her bed is, and she sort of grabs the bed and with a little effort sort of drags it with it like a the metal sort of screeches on the floor. She drags it a little way out from the wall. She hops over and pulls out a knife out of her back pocket. Same knife that she used to cut someone's breathing mask when she chose to help you out for the first time. And she finds a particular spot. She uses it to pry open one of the flooring panels. Right with it. Like just a little nudge, just sort of, and she slides it back. And there's just the darkness of like a small crawl space in there. And she begins to she's in her own, she's sorting out stuff right now. So you have a moment to, while she's doing this, you can talk amongst yourselves about these plans while she's rooting through under there.
Well, damn. What's it look like to you?
I think we need to hit level 3. We want to shut down the pressure stabilization bay. We maybe want to shut down the gas extraction chamber. And I think maybe we want to make sure the power core is at full.
Sounds like a lot for a small group.
Yeah.
Blowing up a drill ain't gonna be easy.
So what, we're just blowing up all 3 spots, or?
We're gonna at least sabotage them.
You know how?
Crawling with androids.
Can you jam an android?
Oh, can you jam an android?
Where do you want to jam it?
What if something don't shine? No.
If we jam one in the pressure stabilization bay.
I mean, Zam, you would know. I mean, just from these plans, there's no intricate supreme. You know, you're going to have to get your eyeballs on these things to know. And we're probably not going to play in huge, in-depth industrial espionage here, but there might be.
Vince, come on.
All right, okay, let's do it.
As those of us who know nothing about machinery said that.
Yep,
See,
including me.
Someone.
Hey.
Looking at it with my engineer's hat on.
Yeah.
We don't want the
summon
pressure
the ghost.
to stabilize. We want it to be. We want the pressure to build.
Yeah.
We want to make sure that the drill doesn't try to shut down. So we
Yeah.
want the power to be constant.
You do also know, Zam, you
Gas
also know this,
extraction.
the
seems
gas
to me,
extraction as well. This is and you would know this from the information that you've gotten. The gas that needs to be extracted is a very corrosive gas. That in order to properly get these resources out, that needs to be away from everything.
Yeah. Well, I figure it's probably going to be quite explosive as well, isn't it? So we don't want to be extracting the gas. We want like a build-up of gas in there.
Well, I mean, surely the pressure stabilization bay. Fuck with that. Your gas is building because that's your pressure. Possibly, I'm thinking there's two bits you've got to hit, and it's the pressure stabilization and the power core.
Power core.
So if we send the power core to overload, Vince, I'm guessing, and then pressure stabilization, because then you want it to also overload and go pop.
But with enough time for people to escape.
Well, that's not on me.
By people, I include us.
I hope you've been running and can run.
Is there an emergency stairwell?
There's nothing here that you see. You can't see on these particular maps. No.
Is there a way to reprogram the android so they'll do it?
You're the genius.
Well, no, he's an engineer.
Android.
Jenkins.
Yeah,
Get Jenkins back.
that would take a certain amount of hacking, I would imagine.
Yeah. I ain't no hack.
As Rico is sort of like she begins like pulling items out from underneath this crawl space. You see that there's a couple of like plastic bags that she sort of drops onto the bed, one of which seems to be filled with currency cards. There's a small metal lock box is sort of brought out, and then like as she's rooting around, she pulls out 5 heavy-duty workers' uniforms. Before sort
convenient, she had the right amount.
Well, how many did you kill? It's funny how these things work out.
Wasn't it, Doc?
No,
One of them have tires.
Have there been repairs made?
He you might have to have a look at them a bit closely, but she puts them down for now, and they're just all in a pile, and like, you know, she grimaces and, well, she's saying, I didn't think these were going to come in handy, but here we are. She pulls out the boots to go along with them. You can see that these suits are of different sizes. You don't know quite who's going to fit what at the moment. There, you see 5 names on them: Stockton, Chubbs, Havana, Goma, and Daniels. There you go. You got names of the people you murdered.
I remember Stockton.
Yeah, I remember Stockton.
Self-defense.
What was that, PJ?
In self-defense.
Oh yeah, in self-defense. Yeah. With a car. It was in self-defense though. Watch the end of season 1 if you haven't seen it. It's
I know Carfu.
It's thrilling.
My favourite Greek island.
As Rico's sort of going through some bits, and I overheard what you were talking about. I mean, you guys know more about how these things work, but I wouldn't be surprised if there's a few fail safes they have for these things. I mean, there's a whole level of people monitoring what goes on, so we might have to shut that down as well.
Give me that map.
Go back to the map.
See,
What bit?
on the top level,
One.
on level 1, there's the control room.
Oh, god damn it.
And it stands to reason that that is where they are monitoring a few things, and if things get out of whack, there are emergency buttons that can be pressed to stop things. This is also, you would imagine, probably where the evacuation signal is going to be set off.
I also imagine it's quite heavily guarded.
I'm not saying it.
If the control room has
Get my
the ability
guns.
to switch things on, switch things off, it has the ability to not switch things off, or to maybe remote control some of the other stuff. So do we even need to go down levels, or could you do everything? Vince wants us to go in the lift, I know, but
This is
endeavour to control everything from the control room, like to disrupt everything from that one space.
There's a certain level of, and I only know the very basics, viewers, listeners, right? I don't know specifically about all these things. But if you imagine like an oil rig, you've got the guys who are keeping watch on everything, but there's still people in these rooms basically relieving pressure and making sure that there's still manual labour making sure that things are still working, because it's not all completely computerized. It's not. There's still people having to actually work there, which is why some of them are androids, because they can get the androids to just go in and do some of the...
Could we get in the control room first, sound the evacuation alarm, sort of fake an emergency, and then when everyone's evacuated or evacuating, then we create the actual emergency while everyone's distracted?
The androids evacuate as well then, though?
What do you think?
Don't know.
Fucking don't.
Now, is there going to be something in there to shut the androids down?
Okay, but do we all like the idea of evacuation procedure before anything
that
else?
Makes sense. Yeah, get everybody leaving, and then
Yeah.
And under cover of the evacuation, we need to actually go and do the thing we want to do,
Yes.
which is destroy Dick.
cause a fake evacuation, and then we're going to cause a real evacuation.
We're just doing it backwards.
So,
Preempting.
So there's a fake evacuation, a real evacuation, and the secret actual thing we want to do, which is destroy the big icky monster.
Yeah.
So suddenly there's 3 tasks at the same time.
do you want to evacuate this planet, or do you want to kill that monster?
Both.
When evacuating the planet and destroying the drill, we should.
Yeah. That's the plan. We evacuate the planet, we destroy the drill with a big boom, and that kills the monster too.
Blaze.
How do we guarantee that we...
Yes.
Hang on, how do we guarantee that we don't accidentally let the monster off or someone take the monster with them off the planet like it happened with us?
We might have to prevent 7 people from leaving the planet.
Well, the Dick and all the monster stuff is in like the waste disposal area, aren't they? Where the junkyard, effectively.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Presumably, no one's going to be, oh, my junk, and go and try and recover that.
I don't know how this session is going to go, PJ.
I mean, those crazy cultists.
It's all about junk and
Oh,
dick
they,
tonight.
It always is.
No, but just possibly if the evacuation procedure goes off, then they might be like, oh, we better expedite this.
Well, they want to come with us on our ship, so we can monitor them easily enough.
Hmm.
They don't have a way to get off the planet other than us.
Hmm. Okay, carry on then.
No, but they're always watching us, though.
Mm.
They haven't been able to watch you very well over the past day.
We're real sneaky.
As you're still mulling over this, Rico opens a box and you see like a bunch of documents in there. She tosses 5 sort of worker ID cards onto the bed with the same names you saw before, a little picture of their faces when they were breathing. Before throwing the rest of the stuff in the bag with the cash cards and sort of just tying it up tight. Well, that pocket that she dropped it in. In the other bag, she pulls out 2 hand pistols. She checks one, loads a magazine into it, and puts it into the bag. She does the same with the next, but with a flick of the wrist, sort of holds it out towards you all. I'd imagine that we're not going to be able to take firearms into this rig proper. But does anyone want to take this for later? Just in case things go south.
I lift my shirt to reveal the grip of a pistol that I've been smuggling with me.
She nods. She
Dam's not going to take it.
When Wendy's looking at the dock
yeah,
and
and
thinking, nah, come on.
Rico does sort of hold it towards the dock with a smile on her face. Doc?
Just stares back.
Then
For self-defense?
I mean, if it were car keys, he'd snatch them out of my hand.
Nope, I'll take it.
okay. Well, Doc, just say, look, hopefully we won't need to use these, but like Wendy said, self-defense, you never know. So if we manage
Also,
to...
everything feels better with a gun, right?
Oh, yeah.
Hey.
Yeah, I certainly feel safer. And now, like, as she put the panel down back on the bed and pushed the sort of bed back. She sits on the edge of the bed. So, I was listening to what you guys were saying. No matter what we do, and I'm just going to follow your lead on this one. Whatever we manage to do, if we achieve it, then things are going to get hectic real quick. So, and she pats her bag and said, that means you won't have time to pack your bags before we have to get out. I don't know what shit you guys brought with you, but if you got anything in your rooms that you want to take with you when we get off this rock, it's best you pack it up now and leave it somewhere where you can get it easily when the chaos begins. Just bear that in mind. In terms of like getting off this place, what are you guys thinking in terms of a quick getaway for this place? I'm guessing you're not going to line up with the rest of the folks in an orderly queue waiting for the whatever it is, the escape pods. You got any wheels?
Look at Doc.
I did
You got a
drive
Jeep?
back. I drove back.
Yeah,
with your
Doc's
ship,
got a
so
Jeep.
yeah.
Cool.
On my list of stuff we have.
Yeah, I've got one stashed away in that bay we originally met as well, so
I'm assuming we can get out that way. That's our exit.
It's our exit.
Sorry.
it's a potential exit. Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna throw my bag in there before coming back and, well, I guess deciding suiting up and getting ready to do this. But look, there's no going back from this. I know you're saying this whole place is fucked anyway, but this is some serious shit, and I've been in some serious shit. But this is a new one for me.
Well, sadly, it's not for us.
Well,
Has Rico been shown the evidence of what we're fighting?
I don't think she's in the video. You had the talk between her and the captain when you all were talking about what's going down, didn't you?
Because doesn't Wendy still have the binoculars
Yeah.
with the footage on?
I
Oh
think,
yeah, the skip footage. Yeah.
yeah. I don't think she saw that. She up on the sort of crow's nest type area, you all had that when the captain was like being freaked out by everything that was going on. But I don't think Rico's seen it yet. What's this?
Watch the trailer.
It makes you a true believer.
And she sort of looks at their monitor and presses a few buttons.
And wait, and
Well, fuck.
last time we saw one of those, it was eating a ship. Is that true? Yeah, pretty much.
Cruise ship.
Big ship
Okay,
with
nice
really nice carpet.
oh, I miss carpet.
Yeah. You would have. Oh,
Well, I understand why you want to. And that's in the garbage of this place.
And you got a load of nutters worshipping it as well.
I'm not worried about a bunch of crazy half-baked miners. This shit, and she holds up.
They let that thing loose.
Do you think they're going to let this loose before we do this?
I think they're going to do everything they can to try and save it.
Well, then they're not going to make it off this planet then, are they?
no.
Good. Well, Doc, now that I have even more evidence, I'll follow your lead. After all, I think we all need to get off this rock as soon as possible. I'm going to chuck my stuff in my Jeep. I don't know if you guys want to figure out your gear. I don't know. You want to do something? What's the deal with that radio jammer? When are you planning to set that off?
It was for the
Stop the bomb from exploding.
Seems to
Yeah,
me
that's
there's a lot of plates spinning in the air right now.
Not an ideal situation, no.
But that's on the way.
Okay. Well, I'll leave that in your capable hands. You know what you're doing with that shit.
I don't know. I never blown up a drill before.
Didn't you what happened to this other thing that you faced before then?
We barely got off the ship alive.
And then we blew it up. I hope.
My
When
Sent that shuttle.
when we met, we sent that little remote control boom.
See, you do know how to blow things up, big man. Have confidence in yourself. And she gives you a little punch on the arm, Sam. Sorry. Well, get your shit sorted. And then meet back here. And we can all suit up. I mean, looking at some of these might be a little baggy, some of them might be tight, but we'll have to just see who fits best. I think Blaze, you're a shoo-in for Stockton's old rags. They're a little bit messy.
That's fine.
Sorry,
I've
not
worn
sorry.
worse.
I bought him a sandwich.
You did knock out all his teeth, though.
Rico smiles. Okay, so players. Things are about to. The wheel is about to spin.
Fuck.
And with the wheel spinning and this whole the doc coming back, the planning, get everything else and getting to the point, it does mean that our first day.
What's he done to our pies?
Our first day will be done. So when we start this proper, right now this is currently the end of that day. There's been lots of figuring out things and going backwards and forwards and stuff like that, so I factor that in, as well as Doc coming back from the ship, and the planning has taken up this third section. When we kick off properly, it will be the start of day 2. The first you'll be starting up. But before that happens, as Rico said, she's going to head off and she's going to chuck some stuff in her Jeep. What do you want to do? Because if this place is evacuating, or depending on what the plan is, and I'm going to come back to what the plan is in a second, things are going to be moving fast. So, you know, if you have your treasured issue 1 of Superman from 1936, if you left it here, it's probably going to go down with the ship.
Well, the doc's already taken his stuff back to the
Yes,
ship.
the doc is sorted. He's already...
So, instead, I'm going to use my time to, like I messaged you last week, Vince, I'm going to go to a credit machine, I guess. Load up a card with 1,000 credits, and then go and slide it under Jenkins' door.
Okay.
Oh.
Okay. So you go put how many credits you go put on there?
1,000.
Okay.
And he's going to use that to buy a gun.
If he knows what's good for him. Poor old Jenkins. So in order to get like the card, there's a small bit of admin. It's essentially picking up like a blank card, filling out some forms, and then basically using it. This would be easy enough to do, Doc. But
I've got ID.
yeah, you got some ID.
You
So-
give them a gift card.
1,000
Voucher.
a thousand credits worth of gift
It's a
card.
book token.
Yeah,
Can only be spent at these particular stores, though.
yeah.
Which we're about to destroy.
Hopefully he gets back to his room before the whole place goes up. Otherwise,
Well,
You leave a note saying spend it quick.
it's only valid here.
only valid for 1 hour.
Yeah. But Doc, yes, you can certainly do that. So the Doc goes off. So while Doc goes off to do his own thing, Rico heads off in the direction of that little sort of back alley way to the colony that you went that time. What are the rest of you doing?
I'd imagine I'm packing down my room as if there was no trace of me.
Okay.
Sam's been living out of his suitcase anyway, so he's just gonna dump what dirty Hawaiian shirts he's got in his case. He's keeping his tool kit with him.
He's going to take that with him when you go.
Yeah,
This is also a
more laser
moment.
cutter in there as well, so.
Yeah, this is also a moment to look at your inventory and sort of say, for this particular thing, this is what I'm taking, this is what I'm leaving. If that makes sense. So,
How much stuff can we take with us?
well, you're going to have big overalls
We don't have a
on.
bag of holding or anything,
No,
you know?
no. You'll have a couple of
I'm gonna
things.
have my toolkit.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have my toolkit and the little small laser cutter, and then everything else is gonna go in the box.
Yeah.
In the Jeep.
And a point of order is, you're obviously going to be dressed in other people's clothes. You're going to have the masks on. No, the face isn't visible from the mask. So other people will think you're them. Hopefully.
Does their mask include a rebreather, or should we bring our own?
Yeah, it has like a breather in it. You could take one with you. Rico said about the weapons. You might not be able to take weapons in there. But Zam would probably tell you. I'm not going to I'm putting words in your mouth a little bit, Zam. That certainly with stuff like this, when they get down to that level, they'll have their gear. When they get down to the level, there's stuff there. There's equipment there that they'll be able to put on and use. So there'll be different. There's tools. Who knows what will be down there that could possibly be used for things. So
I don't want to risk not having tools with me though.
yeah,
Just in case.
yeah. And you would figure Zam that that's fine. That's just equipment. You've seen people moving about and having tools on them. So
No, he's not going to carry any weapons. He's just got the laser cutter, the small laser cutter, because Bernice is back on the ship now, isn't she? So.
yeah. I mean, when I say weapons, it probably means in terms of firearms. Anything else? It's up to you. You can. This is what you've been told, so do with that information what you will. Doc's going to take his pump action shotgun. No. I'm a man of peace. Right,
As he revs his Ford Cortina.
Got it.
Okay, so you're grabbing your things now. When you pack your stuff, where do you want to put this stuff?
Put mine on the Jeep.
Yeah, can we all like? Are we going to do like a little mini expedition to dump our stuff by the Jeep?
I will allow that in this segment, in the last segment, if that's what you want to do. In the Doc's Jeep, yeah, you want to put it in there?
Can I get a Jeep?
Where have you parked?
He's parked in a bay. He's not just sort of outside. He didn't just move into a designated parking
across
area.
2 spaces.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
don't give a damn.
Yeah.
Can you park near the entrance because you're a doctor, and so you're like on call or something?
It's like we just want to put the stuff in the Jeep that is nearest to the point where we'll be running out of trouble towards the ship. And I don't know whose Jeep that is.
You've got 2 Jeeps.
Yeah.
You got 2 Jeeps potentially. One of them, let's not forget, we're calling it Doc's Jeep because that's the one he drove. let's not forget, it's not actually his Jeep. He's he's just using this one to go backwards and forwards.
I have changed the license plate to DOC FRST.
Love it. So, do you want to just drop the stuff into the dock sheep, which is in like the sort of main admin area, the way you came into this colony area, basically? Yeah. So that can easily be done.
I think ZAM's cases are neat clothes anyway, so if someone steals it, they're going to be very disappointed.
Yeah. So just make a note of what you're taking from your inventory, if anything, or whether you
Wendy wants to go out to the ship with her bag.
You want to take a trip to the ship?
Mm-hmm. I'm happy to catch the bus.
How much is that going to cost us?
It'll be a little bit of
How long
time.
does it take?
You might chew up a little bit of day 2, but you could do. I would allow that. It takes a little bit of time to go there and back, not like days. But if you want
just
to
to take my bag of clothes and my rifle,
if that's
sniper rifle,
if you want to do that, if you want to take all your stuff back now,
I can take other people's stuff as well.
yeah, you can.
Don't want to lose my rifle.
Well, if you can, Doc, can she borrow your Jeep?
Want it back in one piece, don't scratch the paintwork.
Okay.
Hey!
And refuel it.
Yeah, and there's it's
Don't
probably
kill
plugged
anyone
in.
with
It's
it.
probably plugged
That's
in and
my
charging.
thing.
And Wendy doing this probably works out a little bit better because there's people see you guys coming and going, and rather than just putting a lot of your stuff in the Jeep and then walking away, Doc, they've already seen you leave, so there's a certain element of they think that, oh, they're going to be on their way soon, so now you're packing your bags and you're heading out and you're putting all your stuff back in there. So it's almost the best thing. It's a good idea that Wendy takes all this stuff back. So Wendy,
That's the one.
Wendy, you can do this, and I'm guessing you all agree to meet back up at Rico's place.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is there any other last minute things you want to do?
Scrub
What
off a small laser cutter because I don't think I actually brought it with me.
No.
I've got a trank gun and a med kit. Yeah, that'll have some proper tranquilizer stuff in it, won't it? So just in case.
Okay.
On Wendy's way back through, she'd like to go just into the biodome viewing bit.
Yeah.
And where she saw the woman who was waving at her husband.
Yeah.
She's going to stand there, assuming there's no one else standing there. Otherwise, that's awkward. And as subtly as possible with her titanium toothpick. I don't know what the surface of this viewing area is.
You mean the dome itself?
Yeah, from the platform, because it's not open into the dome. There's a sort of glass or something.
Yeah, a really thick glass dome. You're not quite sure what the material
And
is.
kind of
Go on.
roughly where the woman maybe was leaning, not right in front of where her face would be, but sort of down, like this sort of height. Very subtly, just kind of etch a little arrow into the glass, pointing up at one of the explosives.
Okay. It is a very...
I don't know if my titanium will win against shatterproof glass.
We will see, because this could be the first roll of the night properly. Is you're going to make a strength check because you're going to try and etch this in.
A vandalism check.
Would my
Nope.
anything help?
I don't think anything. Military training wouldn't help with this. I don't think.
Theology?
And they
No.
train them to
Rim-wise? All right. So my strength is 38. And that's a 47.
Oh, so close. Point of stress for Wendy.
Don't break my toothpick.
No, it's not
Thank
broken. It wasn't a critical fail. But you're like, and you managed to get like one. You got close to the number, so you managed to etch a little bit. But it's like, fuck, it's too much, and your hands are slipping too much, and you just can't get enough purchase on the toothpick.
I'll go meet the others.
Yeah. You get back to, eventually you meet back towards Rico's room, and she lets you in. She's pretty annoyed, pretty pissed off.
Oh no.
And she's like, someone's taken my fucking Jeep. I've had to put my bag somewhere else. I'm gonna.
We take her Jeep.
Not on purpose.
No, you didn't take a Jeep.
Okay.
It's like, fuck. I've tucked it away somewhere here, so when shit goes down, hopefully I'll be able to grab it. But anyway, we better you see this was off plan. That's annoyed her somewhat.
Outwardly, the dog doesn't show it, but inwardly, he's quite happy.
Okay. And so you can now suit up. These are heavy duty workers overalls. These are thicker. Like the people that you met, that greeted you when you came to this colony. This is not like what they were wearing. You see, these are sort of like really dark grey with like accents of yellow, and you see the Explore logo in yellow, and the names across them are sort of printed in yellow with like barcodes underneath and stuff. And there's a little sort of pocket to slot the ID badge in as well. And these are pretty heavy things as well. With they're not quite like vac suits. So they're not as heavy as that, but they are bulky, and it's like the first time in quite a few days you've worn anything like this. Doc, it's the most alien for you. Blaze, you're the only one that will fit into Stockton's gear. And you can see there are bits have been patched up. It seems like a bit of a newer kind of mask thing has been put on, or like a replacement mask. It's not like someone's taped it up. He doesn't look like a dead man walking. And they all have like a short range comms unit on there as well. But
does this change our armor points?
It has an armor points of 2.
Ooh, doubled it.
And as she's sort of like fitting you into this, Blaze, and like she pulled one at the top, she said, long range comms are fucked in this place, but from what I know, they work with a localized comm system on the main rig itself. So these short range comm units will work just fine. If we tune them into a specific frequency, we'll be able to communicate with each other when we're down there. No one else will be able to hear it. The mining teams do that so they can focus on what they're doing without the distraction of background chit chat and all of that bullshit. So just when we're all suited up, if we just get on the right frequency, we should be fine. So you can communicate with each other no matter where you are. There are 4 more suits: Chubbs, Havana, Goma, and Daniels. Who wants what?
Well, the doc's a portly fellow, so I assume Chubbs.
Chubbs is actually one of the thinner.
Oh, never mind them.
It's still ironic, no.
Irony. But you.
Well, Wendy is tall and stick thin.
Okay, so I would say probably the one that's more Wendy's size, maybe Goma.
Oh, Gomer. Jamais.
Chubbs is not too. I mean, it's a little bit of a. It's a little bit. It's not tight on you, Doc. This person was just a little bit taller, so it's a little bit baggy in places, but it doesn't look out of place.
Okay, I'm Chubbs.
And
Dr. Chubbs.
there's Havana, and there's Daniels.
Which one is going to suit Zam best?
Short squat Zam.
Roll me a d10, please, Zam.
Short and squat. A 2.
2. Havana.
Havana.
Which means Daniels is the one that fits. I mean, it's a little bit of a. She's a little taller than what Daniels was, but she managed to sort of. Rico's in the Daniels.
Rico's in Daniels.
Yeah.
What do we know about these people that we're taking out apart from what we killed them? Do we need any kind of like has Havana got an accent or?
That's old notebook.
Rico's like, I didn't get to know these people, Zam, and I would maybe presume that less talking might be good.
It's me.
So, I mean, all I know is these guys were pieces of shit from the little interaction I had with them before what happened. So, I'm not planning to say diddly squat myself, but so then as like you're all there, and it's almost like you're all there without the masks on at the moment. You imagine that big sort of metal ring around us. So what's the plan then?
Let's go kill a planet.
I think she wanted more detail.
I like your enthusiasm though, Wendy.
Well,
Zam, I think this is more your expertise than anyone else.
It's gonna blow up a planet.
Thank you, Zam.
I knew the end of the world was coming.
Well, I just didn't think it would be this one, and I didn't think I'd see it, but fuck it.
As far as I can see, control room, start an evacuation, and then try and screw up as much of the drill as we can.
So you, what, you just want to smash and grab? What do you want to do? Do you want to head in there? I mean, what, are we doing this by force? How do you want to do this?
You know the place.
I don't know that rig. All I know is there's a whole bunch of blue collars on there and a few techies.
As much as we can do without resorting to force would be ideal. We resort to force, we may be run out of there before we can complete our mission, as it were.
Okay. Duly noted.
What? We've got like cards for each, yeah? Like
You got-
ID cards?
ID cards, yeah.
So what is like Havana's job?
They're all just pretty much miners. They're a mining crew.
We're all just miners, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
So we can't like go under the guise of an inspection then.
We can if we walk in covering our badges like this.
You have what you have.
Carrying a clipboard.
Yeah.
Damn it. Should have raided stationery.
Okay. As Rico sort of looks to you all. Well, fuck it then. I guess we're going to blow up a planet. And she puts a mask on and that's where we're going to get a break.
Hey.
We're going to take a 5-minute break. Join us back to see What on earth is going to happen? I love this game. See you in 5. And welcome back. So, the crew are suited up. And we cut back to an awesome slow motion shot of 5 figures in heavy duty mining gear, masks already on, striding across the Cassius Prime social hub.
Which one trips up?
Don't say that, Doc, 'cause it might be you. No, I'm only joking. I wouldn't make them. I wouldn't make them do that yet. And you're heading towards where the company monorail is. Feel free to do the monorail joke again. As you're walking across, there's a couple of looks at the group of you as you all walk on, as you walk by, because this is heavy duty mining gear. Even though some people are walking around in this, heading back to their rooms and stuff, it's still fairly imposing. It's an imposing sight. But as you step onto the monorail itself, some of those people who sort of look at you then just sort of glance at the names printed on your gear and then look away quickly. And but most stay clear of you. Just before you get on the train, and the train begins to pull into the main station, and there's quite a few people with you heading to their shifts further in. Could you each give me a D100 roll? Actually, this is a bit of a luck roll. This is not stress based. This is just.
Are we trying to go high or low?
Low. Who got below? Who got below 50?
48.
Is ZAM the only one that got below 50?
Is 95 below 50?
Yes.
Yeah. I can do maths good.
Hey, I win.
Sam, you're the only one that notices this, and you see it as you're just adjusting your mask, and you got your head down, and on the sort of tracks just before the train is there, you notice a bit of graffiti on some of the rails. It's fairly sort of scuffed up, but it's in silver paint, and it just says your time has almost come. And there seems to be a little bit of like a dragon motif in part of it. And you see that, you only just catch the last of it before the train itself gets in. And you'll get onto the train and it begins its journey. Seeing it from this perspective is a strange thing. There are a few other miners. Some of them have their gear on, some of them just don't, and they're sort of carrying it. And there are other admin people that work in other areas of the place. You see people with like overalls with like maintenance and waste disposal written on them. And there's just not much conversation. A few people are chatting amongst themselves, but this is very much first shift of the day is about to start. And as it slows and the doors open on either side, for the first time ever, you leave from the other side, heading towards the elevator that will take you down to the main mining facility. As you do so, and there's a crowd of people around you, give me another luck roll, please. Could you all give me another D100?
That's better. 86.
5.
80.
75.
The dice always work in a favour, because Wendy, as you sort of look around and you step off and you just look to the side, and there's where the rails are below the monorail, and there's the sort of steel and concrete barrier sort of tucked aside, and there's something there that should not be there. It's a small, round mining charge near one of the rails. And you just spot that just before the rest of the throng of people move forward towards the elevator. As everyone shuffles onto this lift platform,
because we've got comms.
you've got
between
comms.
us.
You've done the frequency on your comms, so you can
I'm
talk.
just gonna-
No one else will hear it. Yeah.
The little bada-booms are here too. They've got a plan.
Beep, beep. They must be all over this goddamn site.
I don't think we can jam them all.
Oh, fuck! This just gets better and better. Are we still? We're still doing this?
I don't think we've got time to make any more plans.
As you all pushed on. No, you
I
don't.
don't think Vince will let us make any more.
Not anymore. I've been a
Please,
very
Vince, one more episode.
I've been a very generous GM. Well, actually, you could just choose to leave if you want. Actually, I don't want to do my shift today.
Bye.
And you all get on this large sort of lift platform. I'll take you back to the colony map just to give you an idea of the look of it. Just if I can just find it. And this is just the structure itself. So just to give you an idea of where you are, you were in the admin sort of HQ hub before you left. You moved to the left to the large lift heading back into the mining complex. This is a wide. It's almost like a. It's like a room. It's like a moving room on a massive sort of travelator sort of rail. And as the platform like begins with that, and the doors very slowly sort of close behind you, and you just sort of look behind and you hear as this thing, it's not the most comfortable movement, but it begins moving diagonally downwards. This thing's like an epic industrial cable car, and you have where you are. There's some basic seating. A lot of people are just stood up and just checking some of their gear. You all have front row seats to the viewing window at the side. There's 2 windows on either side. As the light, because this is the beginning of the next day, as the light of the star that this system would call its sun begins to rise, it basks the entire area in an even warmer sort of umber reddish hue. And this whole structure that you're heading to is set deep within an asteroid crater on the surface of this planet. As the light hits the rough sort of rocky walls as you're heading down, you catch glimpses of something within the rock. Metallic veins of what can only be described as a silvery substance seem to sparkle as the light touches it, and they sort of spiderweb across the walls of the crater, almost like literal like veins. But instead, you swear sometimes as you try to focus on some of it, is it glittering or is there a substance moving within it? It's something you didn't expect to see, and also breathtaking in its own way, but a quick glimpse to your side lets you know that for everyone else in this carriage, this is nothing new at all. And all of them just don't seem to register the existence of this at all. This is just another day. And then as you look down, you see the structure of the rig looming before you. a massive structure. You saw the plans, but nothing could properly sort of prepare you for seeing this. Zam, you've seen some big industrial structures in your time. You recognise some of the architecture and makeup of some of it, but you've never physically been on almost like an asteroid mining rig. And it's firmly set into the base of this crater that you're heading deeper and deeper into, leaving the social complex, the levels, everything else behind as you're dropping down into this. There are platforms, cranes, vast containers and heavy duty machinery, pipes that pump out plumes of dark reddish smoke. And as the work continues, a group of enormous pipes flow back towards the surface on travelators and rails, carrying rock, minerals and resources that are to be sorted and stored. And maybe if you look very carefully on some of those huge pipes, you could possibly see some figures moving about, driving vehicles, and this is a full-on working mining rig. As you're sort of taking this all in, and at points you can only hear your breathing in your ears. It's strange. There's gravity. You're not out in space, but there's a certain feeling that you have in your chest whenever you've been outside in space. There's a real... You have to steel yourself. And you'll shake as, like, with a... the platform comes to a stop. And then... Yeah. So, and sort of red lights turn to amber and then green, and then the doors rumble open.
Wendy is eyes everywhere, looking for little red explosives.
Okay.
And also just trying to clock security weapons, strong things.
What you see here is all the workers. There are no weapons. There's also no explosives that you see here. There's no sign of threat. There's just a bunch of people about to do what is probably not the greatest job in the world, and is a very dangerous job. And as the doors open, like any tube train, when you get off one in a busy sort of rush hour, everyone moves at once when they're departing, heading onto the docking platform for their daily routine. As you head further in to this, and you see it does have a... From seeing the rock from the outside, you're now in a more industrial-like administration and checking in bay, as lots of these workers are literally walking up. There's a small automated booth, and they all seem to... They're sort of... The group of people almost bottlenecks into a line before they head to like automated booths. And as they get there, you see a small red light sort of scans the badge on their overalls and allows them to pass as you are all continuing to move forward. You see, as you get closer and closer in the queue, the figure in front of you approaches, and it scans, looks over, and it scans, and there's a small screen above the gate itself. And as it scans them, it shows their ID, including nifty headshots, and a digitized face of a smiling woman greets them. Girding, A. Work hard, work safe. Have a productive day. And then you see a smiley face next to her head, and bing! And this figure moves forward. And they just pass through, not even paying attention to it, and just they go about their day into the structure itself. Who's going first?
I'm gonna go first.
Can I just quickly, briefly talk to Rico?
Rico, did you bring your gun?
No, I didn't bring my gun. Did you bring your gun?
Rico, I brought my gun.
And she sort of steps out of the queue for a little bit and just pulls you to the side, leaving the rest of the group. See, just past this gate there, that corridor up there, and she points to. It looks like just past this automated gate, there seems to be a corridor, like a tunnel almost, but of smooth black glass. You know what that is, right? Make an intellect check.
See, I suspect it's an X-ray machine, but my character does not. He rolled a 98.
You get a point of stress. You get a point
of love.
and you get a point of stress for that because you're starting to get
Wendy
worried.
eavesdropping, assuming this is on comms, succeeded on intellect plus military training.
You know that this is an X-ray machine. This is, imagine if you will, you know that scene in Total Recall when they just pass through a corridor and you can see the skeleton of people moving across. It's a basic one. It's not necessarily, you know, this is just to check to see. And so you know what this is, Wendy. And Rico sort of nods her head that there's a John over there. Whatever you got with you, I suggest you go take a piss and get out of your system.
Alright.
Prosthetic arm?
What was that, Wendy?
Prosthetic arm?
What do you mean a prosthetic arm?
Well, you've got one. I've got one.
Yeah, but they're not. And she just checks the frequency. Yeah, but they're not. They're not firearms.
Wendy, your arm is not prosthetic. I just reattached it.
Oh yeah, you did, didn't you?
And
talked to
also,
Rico about
and also,
prosthetic arms.
it's my leg. Has she got any sleep? Has she had any sleep?
God, yeah.
Remember?
Hang on, I'm going to roll a panic check for Rico. Oh, she passed. Thank God. It's like, oh fuck.
Also, this does make sense because Wendy has not been resting at all.
Yeah, her body let her rest a little bit, but she's still. Lizzie's face. He looks. Look, Blaze, just. You gotta get rid of it, man.
That's a guy.
Oh, is it a special gun?
No, it's just a gun. They're all special to me.
As Blaze sort of wanders in, the rest of you sort of hear, like, there's one guy that sort of bumps into you slightly and go, yeah, it's just like Stockton, can't handle it. Day after he's been out drinking, fucking pussy. And he just wanders in.
Wendy as Gomer has followed into the loo.
Oh God! Right, so Gomer and Stockton have gone into the loo. Havana and Chubbs.
Oh, I didn't bring a gun.
Yeah.
Just about ready to go through the checkpoint. So.
Yeah, and as you sort of turn back, other people are just pushing past and they're just moving through. Just not like, get out of the way, buddy. You know, that kind of. In the loo.
I'm just gonna.
Yeah. What's happening in the loo? I can't believe I'm asking that question. What's happening in the loo? What's become of my game?
What do these toilets look like? Is there anywhere I can stash? What? Do they have a system? What sort of
There's a couple of basic toilets. This isn't pretty. These aren't.
Okay. Is there anywhere where I can sort of stash my?
There might be some
weapons
loose panels.
Without...
If you I would say if you
Can I investigate?
You can I would say, Blaze, you would. It would take a couple of minutes. Well, no, about a minute before you could probably find a little panel up above a toilet to put a gun.
I will stow my pistol and my brass knuckles.
Oh, the brass knuckles as well. Okay.
In the toilet. Yeah, I'm keeping the handcuffs on me though. I reckon I can get them in.
Okay.
I'm kind of hoping that a crowbar is allowed.
Okay. So
It's a work tool, but okay, Wendy, because Wendy's insane. Wendy is actually going to try and disassemble her pistol. And
Secrete it about your person?
around her person in like the metal bits of the breathing apparatus. Metal,
We are
presumably the boots
so
have got
fucked.
metal.
make an intellect check to do this, Wendy.
Would anything help?
Military training would help.
Okay.
I will allow that because you're taking apart a pistol.
So, is that intellect you said?
Mm-hmm.
The intellect and military training, that's 47. 100. I love my yellow dice.
That's really good, isn't it?
A
triple
critical
zero.
success.
000.
A critical success.
Oh no.
What?
Critical
Oh!
success is a critical.
Wendy's doomed.
Oh, of
critical
course.
successes become critical,
Critical
fails.
fails.
It's 100.
Oh, fuck.
Oh man.
All the times.
Oh no.
Wendy,
Yep.
Oh, she
you
shot her own
fucking,
arm
you
off,
fucking
hasn't she?
nailed this.
I'll hide it.
You get it apart. This is like, it's just memory.
Basic
It's
drill.
muscle memory.
Yeah.
And you're tucking it. You're separating it, and you're. Yeah, no one's gonna find this. Take a stress. And
course.
could you roll me a panic check, please?
Oh god. Oh no, who am I with?
What is your current stress level? Oh no! Okay.
Yeah, we're gonna have a little panic in the toilet.
Is no, there's the name of the episode. Panic in the toilet. Panic at the
So-
Taco Bell. Anyway,
My stress is 14. So what do I want? I want
you want
higher.
higher, yeah.
Nope. That'd be a 5.
Oh, fuck's sake, these two.
So I have to make a fear save now because you did a.
Yes.
Is that because you
Okay.
panicked?
Yeah. Okay.
How is this happening again?
Hold on. Before you do that, Gav, there is one. I'm letting you have this. This is so weird that this is a mechanic that I'm putting into this situation. I didn't expect fear rolls in a toilet, but that's what happens to your games sometimes, people. Blaze, you went in. You went into a cubicle. You shut the door, and you sorted that out. You were sorting that out. Wendy went in. Did you also go into a cubicle, Wendy?
Yes, definitely.
You do not know she is in there, and therefore you are not witnessing her freak out. So I will not have you have a fear save for that, because
hell.
normally it's like you're witnessing someone else freak out and it's freaking you out. If you're not aware that she's not there, then there makes no sense that you would.
Can I hear her? Can I smell her?
Undoubtedly.
If she's in a cubicle next to me, how much is she panicking?
You would well, the panic. We'll get onto the panic. You would maybe you maybe hear some metallic sounds in the cubicle as she's taking the pen apart.
I know it's her next to me, right? I just don't know that she's panicking or things that are going wrong or whatever. I just know that we're both in the same.
I don't know if you witnessed each other go in, because you pretty much just went straight in and she followed you. There was nothing to say that it's her or not.
We've got our comms, haven't we?
Yeah, unless you go, I'm in the cubicle next to you, which is a weird thing to do.
And then go, oh, I'm panicking.
Oh dear, this is bad.
Just start knocking on the next door. Dun, 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 dun.
Okay, Wendy, you have a new condition.
Oh,
You may
finally.
already have this, or I don't know if you lost it or not. You are a coward.
Oh, no, but I've still got the gap where I rubbed it out where I lost it before. So,
Yeah.
right, okay.
You must make a fear save to engage in violence, or you flee.
Okay.
Not Wendy.
So there's that whole, I think there's that real manic sort of, oh God, oh fuck, yeah, I think I've got it. But then there's a doubt that's like, oh fuck. What if something kicks off? Your brain is now firing on all cylinders. This is not going as structured as a mission should go. Blaze, you hid your gun. Well done.
Thank you.
Okay. You can rejoin the others.
Yep, flush the toilet.
I love the character work. While they're in there, and they're in there for a good couple of minutes.
I'm assuming that I haven't been able to secrete my gun around my person.
You thought you did.
Okay.
Oh, no.
Chubbs, Havana, and Daniels. I just stood around. Why did she follow him in there?
I'm guessing she also brought a gun.
Oh, fuck. They're going to be okay with this, right?
I have no idea.
Because right now, and I can't believe I'm going to say this, you two are the ones I have most faith in. That's a bit of a U-turn.
We're all a little out of our comfort zone today.
True. Oh, here they come. There's Stockton and Gomer approach. Okay.
Anna's going to try and make his way through them.
Okay. As you go through, you're Havana, aren't you, Zam? That's As you head to the sort of screen and the light sort of scans. Meh, 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 meh. And the woman on the screen. You can see the ID badge of this fella. And it's Havana P. You have missed your last 2 scheduled shifts. Your salary has been docked accordingly, and a letter of warning has been added to your company file. If you have any issues with this, please see your supervisor immediately to discuss it further. Work hard. Work safe. Have a productive day. Bing! And it goes green. And you can pass through.
It's going to flip the bird to the screen and then walk.
And whoever's next, Doc, are you next?
Yeah, I'll go next.
And certainly the same thing happens again. As it says, Chubbs F, say the same message. And it's weird, this message is like the woman's looking stern when she's giving you, like, you know, this has been added to your company file. And then it just cuts to work hard, work safe, have a productive day. And you can all pass through. And each one of you, that same message goes off. As Wendy's the last one to go through once again. Passes through. And ahead of you is the corridor of black glass. Zam already moving through it. And Zam, as you head through this, you can hear the humming noise. And the comms unit that you've got on your gear, it sort of crackles slightly in your ear as you pass through, as you know that signals are being affected in some way. We cut to the other side of this as we see just a lone figure just sort of monitoring a screen as people pass through, and certainly you can see their sort of the person that just passed through just before Zam. You can see that they passed through. They've got some metal replacements. There seems to be some fingers that are metallic. It sees all of that, but it's but it's essentially just skeletons sort of passing through, and Zam's chunky skeleton sort of passes through. And it's certainly
There's a toolkit. Yeah.
The toolkit shows up, not in depth, but what we see on the screen is it's not showing up like red, or there's no alarm bells or anything like that. And everyone sort of passes through, and Wendy sort of passes through, and you see this figure, and sort of there's certain bits as near the skeleton of Wendy, and you can see the skeleton that near the wrist, the bones are still not quite there. They're sort of slightly off. And this figure's sort of scrolling in and tapping on some keys a little bit, as there seems to be bits of metal that shouldn't necessarily be showing up. And they just sort of look to the screen. Goma P, could you step to the side for a second? Goma P, stop
walking.
Stop where you are. Stop where you are. And you just keep walking.
Yeah.
This figure.
I checked. I don't know that that's my name.
You were Goma though, weren't you?
Yeah. I panicked.
Oh no. The rest of you do hear. You sort of hear this as it comes over a tannoy, sort of like, bing. And other people are sort of moving around. And you
know she's going though?
The rest, you were. It's on the suits. As you just hear Rika
We just go, Wendy, that's you.
Fuck. Fuck. And
Distraction.
there's a
And I'll step to one side.
there's a figure sort of who steps out of a door as other people are sort of moving through. A figure in not bulky security like figure. This is a sort of leaner, sort of maybe an athletic build, sort of young man, sort of 5 o'clock sort of shadow on their face, maybe a little bit of a early grey in their hair as they're just sort of like could you step over to the side a second? I just need to. There's something strange going on with the screening. Yeah, you just step here, and he's got like a little sort of device on him. It's like, just stand there. We don't want anyone bringing any contaminants in or out of this place. So just stand there, and he just sort of scans with a.
I hold up my toolbox and my crowbar.
Yeah, just put
I
them.
still have the radio jammer on his back.
You
Good.
Now. You do not have the radio jammer with you. That is a big bit of kit, and not one of you said you were taking it with you.
If anything, didn't we like sort of? It was going to be useless in the end, wasn't it?
It's
gone now.
messed up the bombs, but
Yeah.
It's gone now, Zam.
We...
Oh, as this deck of cards, as this the house of cards begins to fall, as this what's that on your suit? And you can just that.
Sam's gonna shove into Blaze.
Okay.
Hey, what the hell?
Distraction.
I start sort of dancing badly.
I don't think that's what he... Blaze, hit somebody.
Right, Zam. Can I punch Zam, please?
Oh,
Yeah, make a combat roll.
I'm sorry, Zam.
As he
Well, I'm
punches
not
away,
sorry,
I
Zam.
didn't mean
Sorry,
one
Jim.
of us.
With advantage.
Right now.
Oh, good.
With advantage because
That was-
you're clocking him at a surprise.
Fucking- Oh, there's mine. $41 out of 44. So yes, I clock you.
Roll a D5, please. Yeah.
What's a D5?
D10 and half
yeah.
it. Yeah.
Oh my goodness, of course. Of course.
2.
That's a dice
3.
term that I didn't know until I learned this game. 3.
3.
He cracks that mask pretty hard, Zam, just out of nowhere. Bang! The integrity of the armor's gone.
Not Zam.
So I back down to current armor points.
How's
of
that,
one.
Doc?
No, you have no armor points, and you lost 1 point.
No armor point.
Yeah, you got no armor points. And you lost 1 point of health as he just loosened a tooth. Because it pushed the mask into your face. Hey! What the hell?
Wendy's pointing towards it.
So that guy's like,
Come on, stick him up, you son of a bitch.
Could have punched anyone else.
Keep talking, Doc. You're next.
as this
Is she
guy,
through?
that guy sort of like walks over there. And as he approaches, he's like, what the hell's happening?
Just to dock wages.
What? I can't understand you. Your mask's all... You're going to need to get
Is
that...
this son of a bitch's fault?
Can I try hitting him again?
What, Zam?
Yeah.
Roll a combat check.
So Wendy has followed this guy
And the dog's like going, no, go the
like
other
a
way."
shadow, and is going to try and sort of just merge into the crowd and just vanish into this group of like people in grey hazmat suits.
Okay.
Advantage or no advantage?
Zam, were you expecting that? No. With advantage.
What are you doing, Zam?
He's not going to expect to get hit again in front of the security guard, is he?
It's alright, I failed both rolls, so...
Okay, not a critical though. Not a critical.
Oh, no crits.
So as you go to swing again, this guy's sort of pulling you back going, Stop! God damn it! Who's your
Son of a bitch cost me money.
Who the hell's your supervisor? There's nothing, and he turns around and sort of like, there's nothing to see here, just as you were. And
Fuck's sake.
Rico sort of steps up to you, Doc, and just sort of leans in and goes, is there something we can do about this, Doctor?
Am I their supervisor now? Fine.
Do you have anything to nullify the situation if we take it off the beaten track.
Excuse me.
Yeah? Are you with them?
Sadly.
Right. All three of you in...
4.
Where did... Fuck. Shut up. Okay, whoever that is as well. Right. To my office, now. And you all head in. And Wendy, you're still with this group of people moving into the mainer part. You're actually heading in.
I switched the internal comms and just say, Wendy, wait in the entrance.
As you head into this small cubicle-like office, and you can see like the screen now, as like, you know, there is like the skeletons of people. There's also like there's a still frame of a figure that Doc. As soon as you see it, when you see the wrist, you realise they took almost a screenshot of this person. That there's some unidentified bits about their person that they're not quite sure about. So you see that. And they're like, okay, take a fucking sit down there because I need to get my superior down. And he turns away and he begins walking towards.
I don't think you do.
You're not my supervisor.
Is there anyone else in this office?
No, it's just him.
Blaze.
Blaze?
Can I attack this guy immediately?
Roll a combat check.
Oh my god, the doc has become like a mob boss. You're in my
100.
way. Boom.
100.
You're not doomed, are you?
100.
No.
100.
I've got no conditions.
Yeah. 100. You don't need to roll damage. You knock him out. You spark him out.
Dead.
How hard do you want to hit him, Blaze? With 100, I'll let you decide. I'm giving like
no.
You just...
It's a good. I clock him on the chin.
Yeah.
It's one of those ones where it's just
yeah.
like
Bang.
old like 60s kind of spy thrillers where they're just
yeah. Yeah. Zam, it makes you feel a little bit better about the shot you took that it knocks out anyone else.
Yeah.
with 100, can I catch him before he hits the floor as
yes. Yeah. Critical.
Thank
You can totally. Yeah.
Immediately then, Zam's going to be like trying to get any kind of like security cards or anything like that off him.
Is there a
Off him.
spare helmet we can have for Zam as well?
I was going to say, is there a locker that we can shove him in as well?
There is a locker. There is a locker. There's like a couple. There's a couple of lockers here actually. You get like the ID and there seems to be sort of a credit/lunch card for a name that is J. Borneo. That was actually what I thought of earlier. His surname is Borneo. That's BORNEO. And there's not much on him in terms of like lots of. He doesn't.
J, first initial J, not
J. Yeah.
Yeah, J-A-Y.
Yeah. No. And you can tuck him into this locker if you want.
Tuck him. Like go to bed.
Oh.
Yeah. Well, actually, more like fold him up like a duvet and just
Package him away.
yeah, yeah. But he's like, you know,
Are we actually in
you're in his
the mining rig proper?
You're there,
now?
but you're not in it. Wendy's almost. She's there.
Okay.
You're still in like the admin sort of section.
Is there a spare helmet for Zam? And then we just fucking gotta go. Follow Wendy.
Is there one? Let's have a look. You're in luck. There is a suit with a spare that you can detach. The spare.
Swap the helmets out, then let's get the fuck out of here. We've got to just.
Hey, Doc. We're gonna remember to come back for this guy, right? We're not just gonna leave him to die when the place
We're not
goes
going
up.
to, no.
Didn't need to hit me.
No, I did rather mean a random person that wasn't one of us, Blaze. But
Well, it worked out, didn't it?
Damn it, meathead. Dick.
I think
You
today's
guys-
going to go very well.
Come on, I'm bored of waiting.
He's a voice. Oh, it's Wendy.
And you can just see Rico.
Down the way, right and right again.
Rico's just on the sort of screen, and she just deletes that footage of Wendy, and then just actually fuck. I better not switch it off just in case it sets off any alarms. And she stands up, and there's a little camera there, and she just, with a twist, you hear a little spark. I don't think they're going to have enough time to give us a written warning, so let's move. And you can all head to the main complex as you eventually meet up with Wendy in a corridor on level 1. And she is, a lot of the other people have moved on. Wendy, you see Goma stood there just waiting for you when you all arrive.
So, having a reasonable memory for locations and maps and stuff, I hope, Wendy's kind of headed for the rec room as a place where you can just mingle without purpose.
Okay, so she's in the rec
That's
room.
where I was. That was the right and right again. Was
Okay.
was aiming for there.
Got you. And certainly you, following those instructions, you head up. You see, and it is definitely a rec room. There is tables, there's vending machines, sparse, basic. You see some people like having coffee and like just having their lunch and like, you know, whatever shifts they happen to be on. This is less. You see less mining crews here, more people in simpler sort of boiler suit type uniforms or admin style clothes, like poor old Jay Borneo, who you finished his shift early.
And who doesn't
Punched his
like
clock.
finishing early?
He doesn't like finishing early. Well, it depends how it finishes. Isn't that right, Zam?
A lot.
Okay, and you meet up with Wendy.
Right, let's move quickly before that fellow wakes up.
Yeah, we didn't have much time anyway, and now we've got even less time. So, what are we doing, and what do you want me to do?
We need a couple to take over the control room, and then some of us to go down to start sabotaging the machines.
Where are you best put, Sam?
Sabotage, I think.
Okay. I suggest Wendy goes with Zam, while Rico, Blaze, and I take the control room.
Sounds like a plan.
I can get on board with that. We should keep an eye out for any see if there are any fire axes or anything around here before we head in.
One thing.
Mm-hmm.
Sam's going to ask Rico if the security ID for Jay Borneo is going to be better suited for your mission rather than ours.
Does he have better clearance? Can he get in that control room?
He's admin. He's not a miner, so it's a key in the door.
So he's going to give that to Rico then.
Well, wasn't a total bust then?
Yeah. He's going to just point in his face, which you can't see.
Yes, can't see. Like, oh. Don't worry, chicks dig scars. So, where are you heading off?
I think we just split up and head for our targets now.
Which crew elevator are you two going in? Does that make a big difference?
We going?
You can go in either one because they're basically these
Yeah.
elevators just they just head straight down.
I think probably the left-hand one because that'll get us to the pressure stabilization bay.
Yep.
And the power core.
Okay. So as Blaze and Zam head off to the crew elevator,
Wendy.
Wendy, sorry.
Wendy.
Yeah. So I'm not going to call you by Gomer and Van.
Because we won't know.
I'll keep forgetting. As Wendy and Zam head off in that direction, Zam, you notice that in Wendy's suit, there's a couple of, I mean, you know this gear. There's a couple of bits of metal sort of tucked in there that you don't recognise. There's a critical fail for you.
You got something sticking out of your suit there, Wendy.
There's something chilling about that. And you get in this lift, and it is like there's a couple of people in there, and there's that that sort of. And you can pick your levels, and eventually, as you begin heading downwards, as they do so, Doc, Blaze, and Rico. Where are you heading to? Are you heading straight to the control room? What are you doing?
Can we see if... No, it's a terrible idea to take off the helmets because our faces do not match the names on our passes.
Why do we want to take off our helmets?
Well, if no one else is wearing these suits in the control room area.
Yeah, I suppose. Also, is the control room? Are there windows? Can we see into it? Can they see out of it, or is it like a sealed off?
From the blueprints that you had? Yeah, there are windows and there's like monitors and stuff like that. You can see it's there.
So regular folk walking about in the hallways can see into the control room.
They can't see into the control room. Sorry, the control room has a viewing window of the mine.
Right. Okay. I see. It's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's not windows all the way around. It's a pretty solid structure. But once you get in, they've got a view of what's going on.
Almost like like a foreman's office in a factory floor.
Yeah. Yes, that kind of like that.
I got you. Okay. Well, that's fine. We could just take it over and not worry about people seeing us, as long as they're not looking up.
Okay.
Well, I'll let you two go first.
After you, Rico.
Are you sure? I know you're pretty trigger happy with the fists today.
Well, you've got the key card.
True. And just sort of like, and as you're walking down these corridors, there's ka-chung, 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 and they're quite sort of chunky gear. And before she swipes the key card, she just looks back to you, Doc. Just goes, "How far do you want this to go, Doctor?"
We do what we have to. Limit casualties, please.
Understood. And the door opens. Zam and Wendy step out. What a smooth transition that was.
Dream team back together.
Beautiful stuff.
I thought he just got confused.
And you are on. Which bay are you on, Zam?
We want level 3, don't we?
Yeah.
Is it level 3? Yeah.
Mhm.
It is.
Yeah, level 3. The processing.
Do you think we do the power core monitoring station first? Because then, if we do the pressure stabilization bay second, we're closer to the lift then.
You're the engineer.
Let's do the power core.
as you step out onto this bay, immediately it is a lot darker down here. There is halogen lights, but there's certainly there's more of an eerie sort of amber-like glow to this whole place, as you can hear and like the machinery. You didn't necessarily hear it in the control room, but on this floor, and as the lift went down, the noise got louder and louder. There's a certain dampening that happens within the mining gear, but there is a massive industrial drill going, and certainly with everything going on this place, it's a cacophony of just industrial noise. Thankfully, because you've got the gear on, it drowns out a lot of it. But you can imagine if you just took these off, it'll probably hurt your eardrums. And as you pop out of this elevator, doesn't seem to be many people around. There's not many people milling around. So where are you heading? As you pop out of the elevator on the lift? On the lift?
We're gonna head to the power.
Okay.
What was it called? Power core monitoring station.
The power core monitoring station. As you once you get down to this way, there's several ways that this elevator sort of opens as well, and there's several different paths leading to different places. Do you want to head? You're heading straight to the power core monitoring station, yes?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
So as you which path are you taking? Because there's two clear paths on the map. There's the one near, the one that passes by the storage unit, or the inner circle. Okay.
No, the outer one. I think.
Okay. And certainly, as you pass by, you do see it says equipment and storage. There's a sign there, and you move onwards. And it's as you get closer to the power core monitoring station that you see the first sign of movement. As a figure steps out, it appears out from out of a corner in front of you, and then just sort of turns and starts walking away. This is a figure in a yellow sort of. It's sort of a boiler suit that's like a deep. It's almost like a honey yellow in places. That has got like black patches, and you see their head. At first, it just looks like a bald human man. Until you sort of focus a little bit, and you see that this is, as they turn, and you see Android written on the back of their suit. You realise that their features are very much simplified. There is no real. I mean, there is the skin, if you can call it skin, is a little bit loose. There's no real definition on the ears. The eyes are. It looks almost hollow, and it's got like a sort of stubber sort of nose. If you can imagine a little bit Odo from DS9 without any hair, and a little bit Kevin Bacon from The Hollow Man when he had his mask, when he put the face on. It's unnerving. From where you see it as well, you can't see the eyes. It's just shadow from where this thing is, and it just sort of moved. And as it moved, it sort of twitched a little bit. And as you get a bit
suspicious Icarus twitching, or
it was a twitch. And as you see it, sort of, you follow it, and it heads further down the corridor, then turns right, and heads into what you know on the map is the Android maintenance bay, with a and it disappears. And it didn't see you. And you get to the power core monitoring station. You get to the doors, and already there's a ZAM. You can almost feel it. There's there's a sort of hum and an energy emitting from this, even if it's just monitoring. There is an awareness that you are very close to an immense amount of power right now. And there is a key card slot. Which one
Try
of you?
my key card in there then.
The key card takes a moment. There's another moment before bing, and the name sort of comes up, and you hear bing, and you hear the door sort of unlock, and it's dark inside there. There doesn't seem to be any real sort of light as you head in. And when you both head in, to say that ZAM is more at home here may be a stretch. And certainly you've been on the ships and you've both seen this. I mean, this is almost in the furnace room, if you know what I mean. You can see the machinery, and there's monitoring stations and all kinds. ZAM, do you want to begin your work?
I think the first thing I'm going to do is radio up to the other team and say that we're in the power core.
Okay. We'll get to
So
that
I
in a
think we
minute.
should probably wait for them to do their thing before we start doing ours.
Okay.
Is the room empty of
There's
figures?
no figures in here currently.
Wendy will take a moment to strangely dig in and around her clothing and reconstruct her pistol.
Next to a power core. Love it. But you can do that. Yeah, you can certainly take a moment to do that. And ZAM, is a little bit disconcerting to see her just sort of pull bits out of this and then
Don't ask.
It's considered, but like he knows what she's like there.
Yeah. The door to the control room opens up, and Rico moves inside. This, the polar opposite of what we just saw. Not completely sterile and illuminated, but very much a well-constructed. You know, this is a control room. You can see the large window overlooking. You can see the reddish hues of the planet and the crater in front of you. You can see monitors, and there's different switches and levels, and you see 5 people in there. And the first thing as you step in, Blaze, you notice this. There's 5 people. Not one of them look like security or like they have weapons. They are just monitoring stations. They're just doing things. There's a slightly sort of stockier figure in it, and it looks. His suit is a little more tidier. Looks a little more. You can tell he's probably the supervisor in some kind of ways. None of them have any masks like you. They're monitoring all of this stuff, and they just check through levels, and you see like boop, 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 you know, there's beeps and there's bloops and there's different things going on. As these 3 figures in heavy duty mining gear step into the room, and they haven't quite. I mean, at first there's a moment where they just don't notice you until like you see the gentleman who's seems to be old, mid 50s, receding hairline. He's got like a sort of almond skin with like a grey beard, well kept sort of beard. And he sort of looks at you and goes, "Yes, how can I help? Is there a problem with the mines?" And he begins to step over, and you see the badge on his side. It says supervisor, and it says E, Leon. which is LYON.
Yes, there's been some kind of leak down there. We've just been sent up before anyone else to
A
get you
leak?
to sound the
We didn't-
evacuation. Yeah, I don't know the details. I'm
Evacuate?
afraid,
What are you talking about, evacuation? Rico just sort of looks to Blaze second, which is pretty disconcerting when they're all in like this dark sort of like gear, mining gear, and they're just looking at each other. As Rico's just looking around the room.
It's going to be much simpler if you just believe me, I'm afraid.
Believe you? What are you talking about?
All right, Doc, we treaded your way.
Doc!
Can I?
Go on.
And the dog's just going to step back.
Can I
Blaze,
try sticking one on this chap's chin, please?
go on. Make a combat check with advantage.
Oh, thank you. Okay. So, so a critical failure, but as an advantage. Can I ignore that one and just take the bad score?
What was
Right.
what
I need
was
to beat
the
44.
what was the lower roll?
The lower roll was 47.
Okay. Then you take the lower roll. You don't
Thank Christ.
you don't get the critical fail. But you failed, yes?
Yeah.
Get a point of stress as you swing and it's difficult.
Athletics?
Did you add have you got athletics?
Your
Success!
military training or something.
Did you add anything to that?
I added nothing. These were just straight rolls.
Okay. If you
Can I add the...
I'll let this off this once. What would you like to add?
Can it be military training? Because I imagine this would be, CQC.
Does military training get you to a success?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Thanks, guys, for remembering my character sheet better than me.
You punch him, and what is the aim of this punch?
Oh, it's the same. It's a knockout blow. I'm swinging for chins.
Yeah. You won't knock him out with this blow, but you knock him back. You send him reeling, and he immediately drops to the floor. You hear there are screams. There are a couple of screams as people notice this. Doc, you notice Rico she moves quickly, and she smashes a case on the side of the room with her elbow, and she pulls out a fire axe. And just as someone's about to move, she steps up to the guy on the floor and puts it next to his neck and says, "No one fucking move. Anyone makes a single move and I'll take his fucking head off. Now listen to my friend here, and everything's gonna be okay." Doc, what do you do? Just as you're saying that, we're in the power room. And Zam, what does it sound like as this happens?
Guys, we're in the power room. Oh yeah.
I think that means they're ready to go.
Believe it or not, people, we're doing this for your own good. We just need someone to sound the evacuation alarm.
You see, like, there's a woman there. "Evacuation? What are you talking about? We cannot evacuate this station. What is this?"
Come on, you nerd. Press the evacuate button.
And the guy on the floor, like, was still with an axe to his neck, so like, "I don't know what you're trying to achieve here, but we can't just evacuate an entire station just, I don't know, because you want to clock off early.
Hardly. We're trying to save lives. You're not going to believe me. You have no reason to, I accept that, but you do have an axe to your throat, so please just cooperate.
We can't. Just you see, like, there's a couple of the figures in the back, and there's a sort of skinnier gentleman who looks. And Blaze, as you're looking around at this room, you're clocking at who's going to go. Do you know what I mean? Who's the one that's going to. Some of them are just panic. The guy on the floor is I mean, he's clearly scared to death, but he's fairly resolute. He's a company man. And there's one guy in the corner. Yeah, there's one guy in the corner that looks a little nervous. Like, he's this is just my job. I don't want anyone chopping my head off. But he's not really saying anything. He's just sort of looking around.
What was that, Jim?
Oh, for him.
I was gonna say, you bookworm, come here.
I don't have the authority. As he sort of holds his hands
I
up.
don't think authority really matters here, son. How do we start the evacuation? The procedure, just the button, whatever the hell we have to do.
If you wanted to do it manually, you'd need several overrides. The evacuation is just in case the drill overloads. It's
Well, assume that's going to happen.
what? What? Why are you doing this? And you see,
Because if we don't, you all die.
Rico sort of looks at your Blaze as she's holding an axe over over a bloke's head. Like, really?
I mean, all of you.
We die as well.
We
Everybody on this planet dies if we don't do this.
it isn't like okay. It's not like just stopping a bus. You got this whole place needs to. There's fail safes in place. We can't just manually do it because then if we accidentally press the button, then I haven't got that. I haven't got the access to do that.
Can I like threaten him or something to get him to speak more?
Yeah,
or,
you can either choose a way to intimidate or make a social roll, or Doc if you want to make a social roll.
Can I do military training with social? And then that could be like psyops.
I wouldn't necessarily say you weren't in psyops. But
there was a module.
But certainly there was a. You were off that day. But certainly there's a certain amount of intimidation or turning of the screws that Blaze could do in this situation.
Yeah, I got nothing to add to social, and I'm pretty sure I'd fail. So let's see how Blaze does first.
I don't even need the bonus. 25.
There we go.
As Blaze, as you move over and you sort of collar this guy, and he's like, "Look, you want me to set it off now?"
Yes.
I need. Don't do it, Sonny. As you hear from the guy on the floor. And he looks to you, Blaze, as you've got hold of him. I need his key fob.
Alright. Where does he keep it?
They'll fucking kill me for this. And Rico looks at you, Blaze, like, just root through his pockets.
Right.
And you find this isn't like a key card. This is more there's a certain sort of number of fobs, and there's one that looks a little more sort of rounded, like it fits into a certain slot. It's not something that you just swipe.
Hold it.
He's like, it won't do you any good.
Yeah, damn it. Rico, can we shut him up?
If you shut me up, you won't have the code.
Oh my god.
Oh, then would you kindly give us the code?
Go to hell.
This is not worth your life.
This is very tense. What check do I get everyone to make right now? This is quite a high stress scenario. Could everyone give me... What are the saves we've got, people? Give me a... sanity save for this.
Just everybody in the control room?
Everyone in the control room. Not you guys. You are blissfully unaware of what's happening right now.
Can I add surgery?
No.
Because what about field medicine?
Nope.
Bedside manner.
What about zoology?
Dealing with animals, yeah.
It's alright, I succeeded. I got 16, I needed 53.
Oh, he's a cold motherfucker, is our dog.
When he needs to be.
Yeah.
I got 5.
Cold as ice, as they know exactly what is on the line right now. Rico looks to you, Doc. Do you need me to apply some pressure to get the codes out of him? As you see on this figure's face, there's a certain amount of, because you haven't reacted in a certain way, you haven't panicked. His resolve is wobbling a bit.
Don't make me let her loose on you. I don't want to. Just give us the code and you can all leave.
Blaze.
Can I hand Rico my handcuffs that I smuggled in?
You certainly can.
In full view of this guy, I hope he sees it.
Yeah,
like,
yeah, oh yeah. And
little
she
show of
goes,
it.
"Ah." She hands you the axe, and then, pretty roughly, she's not pleasant with this guy. She doesn't rough him up, but certainly handcuffs him, pulls him to his feet, and his nose, the blood in the grey of his beard. They'll fucking kill you for this, you know that, right? I don't want to be you. I don't want to be you when this goes. And before he finishes, whoop, a fist in his gut from Rico. Enough talk. Codes. Or we use the axe on someone else. And you see a wave of panic going for everyone else.
Actually, can I do a stress check there?
You can give me a panic roll if you want. Blaze?
You don't want.
Wait, if
What's your current stress level?
8, and I need to roll above that?
Yeah.
Yeah, it didn't happen. I rolled a 2.
Why would you do that? Why would you make that panic check? When he said if you want to.
You gain a stress from being anxious. Very normal.
Because I believe that she would actually hurt innocent people, not just company men.
Okay. And what is... Okay, Doc, could you make a fear? Could you make a
My
fear?
fear is 15, you...
Oh yeah, sorry, everyone needs to make a fear save who's next to me.
Okay.
42, that's a fail.
Okay. But it wasn't a critical fail.
No.
So you just get another stress doc. And what does she get? She gets...
For narrative reasons, can my stress manifest it as a fart? So everyone knows in the room that...
Yeah.
Look, it's not...
As it's all really tense and he's like, they're going to kill you for this.
In your suit.
It's just... Sorry, I just heard what Jim said and it's all in my suit.
Yeah. Okay, and this guy with this other figure, they begin starting the sequence for evacuation. It's going to take a moment. Downstairs.
I do radio to Zam and say, it's coming.
You hear that, Zam? Down there, as Wendy's finished sort of putting her gun together. Are you waiting for a go signal, Zam?
I think what Zam is doing now is he's like... So I assume there's going to be some kind of control panel.
Mm-hmm.
So he's looking for a way now to set the drill to increase in power. And then looking for a way to sabotage it, but he's not going to start it until the evacuation starts.
Okay. Make an intellect check, Zam.
Intellect. Can I use my industrial equipment as well?
You certainly can. And also, I believe you had jury rigging.
Yes, I do. Yeah.
Which I think might work in this.
Yeah.
In this scenario, based on what you want to do.
So I can add industrial equipment and jury rigging. Yeah.
Yeah.
Finally.
So I needed to beat 70. Well, I got a 9. 0, 0, and 9 would be 9, wouldn't it?
Okay.
Yes.
You know.
I'm in the zone, baby.
You know what to do. Zam's gone quiet, Wendy. He took this panel off and he was looking at these things. He went real quiet for a long time, staring at it, figuring out what to do.
When Wendy has put the pistol away but has got a crowbar and she's in position kind of near the door, so if anything comes in that door she's going to hit it, but she's also looking over at Zam, and because he's gone quiet she's like,
The door opens. And there's a pause. and you just Zam, from as you're looking at this, your concentration is taken for a moment as you hear a voice saying, "What are you doing down here?" It's an echoey voice, slightly metallic around the edges. And you turn round, and this room's dark, and in the light of the doorway you can see an android stood there, almost in silhouette. And as it's about to move, you can see Wendy with a crowbar about to swing. That's where we're going to end this week's episode.
Knew it. I knew he was going to end.
Yeah.
Well, we've
just the home run swing is ready to go.
Yeah. So I think we may know where we're picking up next time.
I don't want to
roll.
bet the game at all, but I'm hoping that humans can order androids right. It should be a hierarchy.
Well, it's going to be
I've
interesting.
got a crowbar.
That's a hierarchy.
I'm Wendy. What do you want me to do?
I've got a crowbar and I'm Wendy. There's the t-shirt for this season.
In that order.
Yep. But what a session. Certainly, as it is with all tabletop role-playing games, you don't know where it's going to go. And I certainly didn't think someone was going to try and smuggle a gun in their clothes and end up punching someone else punching one of their own party. But that's what happens in this game, and that's why we love it entirely. Thank you to my wonderful players for playing, as always. So much to look forward to next time, because it's not quite over yet.
No, really?
No, there's still plenty to go.
Got more plans to make.
Yeah, we're good at that.
You decided that you wanted to set an evacuation sequence off. Things are going to get crazy. So, but that's all I'm going to say. We'll have to wait until next time for that. First, before we go, a few thank yous. Thank you to the wonderful Tabletop Audio for this spooky music, this atmospheric music that you've been hearing in the sessions. Go to tabletopaudio.com. They've got a Patreon as well. There's 10 minute sort of atmospheric music that you can use in your home games to put people on edge, or just make them feel cool, or just worry about what's going to happen in the game that you're playing. It's brilliant, and Tim and Tabletop Audio do great stuff. Wonderful theme by ELIOT Red. Fantastic. We dance to it every time we do, just out of credit. One day you might see some of the silly dancing we do. I might put that in as a special outtake. Maybe at the end of the season. Who knows? Our wonderful credits by our lovely and very own Gavin Mitchell. Never get tired of watching them. I never get tired of playing this game with these wonderful people. Who are these wonderful people, and where can people find them online, etc.? Jim, take it away.
I'm going to say Instagram this time.
Yeah.
Since the other one is like,
who knows what it is? Yeah.
Yeah. I think I just Jim Bampfield, all one word on there. So.
Nice. Lizzie.
Assorted social media platforms. Lizzie Boyle says.
Nice. Gav.
Assorted platforms at Bob Goblin. BOBGOBLYNN.
And PJ.
Assorted platforms, not the evil one. Either at PJ Montgomery or at PJM 1982, because someone took PJ Montgomery on Instagram before me. Also, my Star Trek podcast, Measure Fan Pod. Measure of a Fan. Measure Fan Pod's the
Measure Fan Pod.
social handle for it.
We travel around measuring Star Trek fans and just go, oh, you're quite tall.
That's what we do.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a small Star Trek fan.
Oh
That's
my
a big
god.
I'm not as tall as I thought I was. You can find me on associated evil platforms at Jester Diablo. Go to lawbreaker.podbean.com for more like audio clips. If you enjoyed this show, please like and subscribe. Drop a comment down below. There'll be some links for, to follow people and to get the game yourself. Thanks again to Tuesday Night Games for creating this awesome system that has allowed us to tell this crazy dramatic story that just gets more dramatic every time. And I think there's going to be quite a few dice rolls for those people that over the last couple of sessions have been thinking, where are the dice rolls? Don't worry, I'm going to make them roll. I mean, I don't know. What are your stress levels right now? What is your character's stress levels right now?
9.
10.
9.
14.
Oh, next time is going to be fun. But until then, wherever you are in the world, we hope you're happy and healthy and just enjoying your tabletop games. Highly recommend you check out Mothership because we love it. And until next time, I guess just stay safe out there. Bye, everyone.